And welcome.
Has it started?
Yes, I nodded.
Oh my goodness.
You're supposed to give him the signal.
Yes,
You
I
didn't give
did
me
that.
any
I did that. I nodded my head.
Welcome everyone. Episode 39 of the This and That Gaming Podcast. My name is Dave, and with me as always is Darren Dasborg, who never gives me a proper introduction.
That's just...
Let's kick it off in style.
How you doing, guys? I'm doing
How are you, Daz?
I'm all right. I'm okay.
Oh, good. One day we'll get it right. We'll just have this really amazing intro.
That's right.
And everyone's going to be wowed by it. But until then, we will proceed with our unprofessionalism.
Yeah.
And on the other side, we have the lovely Mr. Mark Cassar. How are you going today, mate?
Good, Dave. How are you?
Good. Maybe I should get you to count it down, because I could probably rely on you to give it.
I think Mark's upset because you've got you got your son Dave saying hi, Dad, and got my daughter saying hi, Dad. Hi, Dad. Where's your daughter?
She doesn't
Mark?
give a shit. She's too old, dude. She's too old now. She doesn't care about her old man anymore.
Oh dear. But you've been good, Mark?
Good, yeah, definitely. Been really good.
Awesome. We've got a big show. Lots to talk about. A few special features as well, including a guest.
Yes.
So we'll kick it right off with what we normally do, what we've been playing.
That's right.
And Daz with the gammy eye today.
Oh, I know.
Do you want to kick us off?
Gammy. What's a gammy?
I don't know. I just made it up. Last time it was a pimple. This time
I
it's
know.
an eye.
Oh, I got itchy. I don't know why, but it just got itchy.
I reckon I should kick it off.
All right, kick it off.
Go
mate.
ahead. Oh yeah, because we've got something to talk.
Oh,
about.
that's true. Yeah, I didn't think of that. Yeah.
Cool.
All
I'll be
right,
super quick.
Go for it, Mark.
So I've been playing a lot of Mega Drive actually of late.
Oh.
Yeah, just been, I don't know, kind of got the itch to play it. So I've been playing a lot of Snow Brothers.
Oh, okay.
I love that game. And just trying out like various ROM hacks and the what do you call them, Darren? The restorations, like the color
updates.
restores,
Yeah.
the sound and stuff like that. So that's been really fun.
They're quite good, aren't they? Have you done the Street Fighter ones?
I've done a couple of them.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I've done the recent one that was released like a year or so back. I need to dig that out and chuck it on my flash card.
Altered Beast is great too. The Altered Beast.
Altered Beast is very good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did try the Street Fighter one, but I don't know enough about Street Fighter to know the differences.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Also tried out the Capcom collection that they released on the Switch. I forgot what it's called, Capcom Family something or whatever it is, which basically has just got like 40 odd of their arcade games on there.
Yeah.
It's a really good package, really fun to play, but it's got its issues. There's a lot of like frame drops I noticed in some of the games because it's basically, so you've got the game, but there's all these fancy like arcade cabinets, and like you'll be playing your game, and then to the left and right to you, depending on the view that you pick, like there could be like another game playing, and I think it seems to cause the Switch to judder a little bit. But otherwise, look, it's really, really fun. I think it's coming to Steam and some of the other platforms in a few months as well. So I might maybe check it out on those to see if it runs any better. I'm hoping that
it's a digital release.
It is, yeah, digital only. I'm hoping they'll patch it a little bit, but I don't know. We'll see. Last week I also picked up Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection, which is the new Switch game that came out as well. That's been really, really fun. Obviously, Ghosts and Goblins game. It's going to be really, really hard. But funnily enough, not as hard as I was expecting it to be. But I'm not playing on the hardest difficulty. I'm playing like on the second hardest, or maybe even the third hardest. I don't know. I can't remember. But it's really, really good. I know a lot of people don't like the visuals. It's kind of got this storybook puppet look to it.
Yeah, it's like puppets.
Yeah. I actually think it suits the game well, but again, it's not everyone's cup of tea. But that's been really, really good. And besides that, there's another game that I played a little bit of, not as much as you two. So I'm going to throw that one over to you guys to chat about, because you guys are in love with that game.
Oh, before we go on to that, I have been playing other things. I've been playing my little RG351, playing, funny enough, Atari 2600 games. Something quick before I go to bed.
The end, Daz.
The what?
You forgot the P, isn't it? The RG.
Oh, it's the P version. Yes, it's plastic. Yeah, it's not the M. So I've got, like, if I want to go online, I've got to stick a stupid Wi-Fi dongle at the end. But hey, it's all right. I can't complain. We're playing just the odd 2600 game, arcade game. A lot of Black Tiger actually for the last podcast, Arcade Perfect podcast. But yeah, but then there was another special game that I've been playing, haven't we, David? Look. It's probably your baby than mine, but
no. I want you kick it off, and then I'll add some special comments.
So what's it called again? It's Valheim. Is that how you pronounce it?
I say Valheim. I don't know what the correct pronunciation.
Valheim. Well, Valheim. Then I'm probably saying it wrong.
Yeah, no idea.
Tim got us onto this game, and now he's not playing with us. But it's just me and Dave now. You know, Mark joined in for a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're working on Dave's world at the moment. Well, the world was for all of us, but man, this game sucked me in. I never thought I'd be into a game like this ever. I don't know why, but it's calming. It's relaxing, but then it gets on my nerves, and it gets the blood pumping, man. It really does, especially when you're, you know, like Dave and I have just been going crazy on it, and we found the third boss now, so we've got to prepare ourselves for this.
So for people that are listening that may not have played it or heard of it, what is it? What do you do?
It's Minecraft mixed with Dark Souls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of just think of it as like Minecraft for more adults in a sense. You know, set in a Nordic Viking type thing. Yeah.
But no, it does remind me of a lot of Dark Souls though. It does a lot. But that's what I think it is. I think it's a crossover of those two games. But look, it's a pretty game. It has its own style. It's pixelated. It's, you know, especially when you zoom up and stuff, it's got that Minecrafty look about it.
Yeah.
But then it doesn't. It's really strange. And Dave and I just always are fascinated how the game is like under 600 megabytes in size, and the game is just so big. It's just insane.
Yeah, they've done an amazing job. It's only about 600 meg download. It's on Steam. They've sold 5 million copies now.
That's insane.
In how long's it been out? Maybe a month or so.
Yeah,
because it's technically early access still, isn't it?
It's still a beta, isn't it? Right. It's beta,
yeah. And it's just been a huge hit, and it's fun. It is like Minecraft. In a sense, you can craft, and mostly you're crafting a house to live in. And the various bits that go in the home, and you can go out and chop down trees, which is a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun chopping trees down, all three of us.
We're little losers. It's great. It's so great.
The trees have realistic physics, so you know when you chop them down, the logs will roll down a hill, and if you're at the bottom of that hill, you're gonna die.
Like what happened? We just built a house, and Dave's there building his moat around his house, and I'm chopping this tree down because we need more wood. And it's like, oh shit, Dave! I just see him just jump out of the way, and it's just so stupid. It's great.
Dave loves his moats as well.
Yeah,
so like we played one day, and then I didn't play for like a couple of days, and then I joined the guys a couple of days later. And then I spawned into the house, and then I run outside not realizing that there's a bloody moat there. And then fell into the ditch and couldn't get out because I didn't realize you could run as well.
That's right. You didn't.
So I got stuck at the bottom trying to work my way out. So yeah, it's hilarious.
Hey, the moats are extreme because what happens in the game as well is that after a period of time, you will get attacks on any settlement you've built. So having a moat and a high fence can help defend against those attacks. And I think why the game is so successful is, one, it is calming, especially when you're just sort of building and hunting deer, and boar and stuff. And then it's incredibly stressful when you die inside a crypt or a burial chamber and you have to run back naked.
Yes, for me, when I had to go in the swamp, there's like these.
Yeah, I know. And I'm sitting there guarding him, go, hurry up, Daz.
And he's got these leeches, and it is giant freaking ghost things running after me. I'm like,
that's right. You had the wraith.
The wraith after me. Oh, jeez, I shit myself.
And yeah, and building is fun. I mean, it's got a sort of a snap connect type system. It doesn't always work perfectly, but it's not hard to build a house. It's not hard to build weapons, and yeah, you don't need food to survive, but food increases your health and your stamina, so it's useful to have. Repairing is free, so that's not tedious, which is really, really good. So they've taken some of those mechanics in other games that you just get annoyed about and just thrown them out, and it makes for a more fun game. And the discovery, so there's having that objective of there's these 5 bosses or whatever to kill in the world gives you something to sort of aim towards. Because often when people play Minecraft,
this is what you do.
Okay, yeah, I explore, I build something, and that's enough for a lot of people. I love Minecraft, but having that additional objective that gives you something to work towards. So, we knew when we got to the first boss, okay, we need to sort of have a bow and other bits and pieces. And then the second boss, we need, maybe some better armor and stuff. So I just think it's done really, really well. The procedural world, when we were saying, Daz, like, there'll be valleys and mountains and just the way the trees are laid out. Some trees will be fallen over. It's all done procedurally. The oceans, everything, and it looks
it's
really
crazy.
Good.
It's nuts.
It's nuts. It looks like it's being crafted by hand.
Yeah.
And it's giant too, the world. So
it's madness. It's crazy.
It's huge.
Yeah.
The world is so massive.
And it's a shame because Mark hasn't been on a boat with us.
Yeah, you need to come on a boat, mate. You need to come.
I know. I'm hoping to start playing it a bit again.
Please, you'll have a ball, dude. You'll have a ball. I mean,
can we just talk quickly about one? So there's different biome areas, right? And I don't want to spoil too much for people who haven't played. But anyway, we were getting towards one of the biomes. It was a new area that we hadn't been to before. We were scared of what we were going to see there, right? So we're on the boat. And we get near the shoreline. I say to Daz, just hang on a minute. Let me find a good position for us to land. Meanwhile, Daz has already jumped off the boat.
Leroy Jenkins.
3 seconds later, oh, shit, I'm dead. And I'm like, far out. So then I had to send the boat the whole way back to our other island where we had the base, pick his naked corpse and body up. Take him all the way back.
I get excited. I can't help myself.
He does. Yeah. But yeah, it's funny. And there's actually, I read somewhere on, I don't know if it was Reddit or there's a service. There's these guys that have banded together. And if you get your corpse stuck in a really bad place, they can actually jump into your game and go and rescue you.
Oh, that's cool.
Obviously, they've got all the good gear and stuff. But, yeah, look, it's fun. It's really good. You can have 10 players in a multiplayer session, so you can host it yourself. You can set it up as a community server. You can have a dedicated host. So they've got all that stuff already going, and it works pretty well.
Yeah.
And like Daz said, like, yes, it's pixelated, but it also looks beautiful when the sun's shining through the trees, when there's a lightning storm.
Even in the water and you hear the sound. The sound's perfect.
The sound is really, really good. Yeah. So they've done a top job.
Yeah.
The progression feels nice, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. Look, we may not play it forever, but I think it's going to be.
I got my money's worth. Got my money's worth already, so I don't really care.
And it's not expensive to buy.
No.
And I think the modders are going to go absolutely nuts with this game, and there will be tons of mods, just like there is for Minecraft. So I think there's going to be a huge community behind it going forward. So,
but going forward, I think we should go forward because we can talk about this all day.
We could. We could. We'll
so let's go to the news.
Yes. Alrighty, the news. We start off with Microsoft and the Xbox, and they have announced their first titles that will be receiving what they're calling an FPS boost. Does anyone want to comment on this story? Because I actually didn't read up about this story beforehand. Daz, Mark?
Go, Mark. I went through it a little bit, but I just got the gist of it.
Basically, look, long story short, what they're looking to do is with their backwards compatibility or backwards compatible games, looking to boost the frame rates. So without needing patches or anything like that, I'm thinking it's going to be like hardware driven. So take probably the best example I can think of, and look, it's not a Microsoft game, but say something like Bloodborne. Which natively runs 30 frames per second or less. With this hardware boost, they will somehow, using witchcraft, be able to boost it to run at 60 frames, but still play properly.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's basically it. So
they announced a few titles to start
games,
with.
Yeah. So they've mentioned Far Cry 4. New Super Lucky's Tale, Sniper Elite 4, UFC 4, and Watch Dogs 2. So this is the initial crop of games, and they've said that they'll be adding more as time goes on. So I think this will be a little bit of a trial and see, depending on how it runs and how it's received. They'll start putting more down the track.
If there's so many that's worth it, I might even move my Series X to my PC monitor and start playing it on here. If I'm going to get it,
if you get a few of the titles, get a boost to 120 frames per second.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
I mean, out of the ones they announced, they're only Super Lucky
Tales,
will run at 120 FPS, but still, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And I think they've said that starting spring, I presume that's American spring, they will have some extra features that you can toggle on and off in the settings, and one of them will be like an auto HDR. So if you've got a HDR compatible television or monitor, you can just flip that switch and it'll automatically apply HDR to some of these titles. And the other one is the FPS boost as well. I don't know why you would want to turn it off unless there was some sort of compatibility problem. You'd probably want to leave it on. But that's really cool.
Some people don't like high frame rates because like for me, for example, not that I don't like them, but for certain games, so Halo, for example, if Halo running at 30 frames, for me, I won't get motion sickness, but running at 60, it will make me want to throw up.
That's nuts. Wow.
Yeah, it just really depends on the game, but I can see why some people would want to turn it off. But yeah, most games you'd really want to have that going if you can.
So yeah, look, really, really exciting. Hopefully by the end of the year, they'll have a whole bunch of titles that get a nice stable 60 FPS or higher, which will be cool. And I mean, I've been bitching and moaning to Mark in particular about the cost of PC graphics cards. So it's even more important for consoles this year. They are going to be played more and more, I think, as people are unable to get graphics cards at a reasonable price. Good stuff. Cool. We'll move on. We'll switch from Xbox now. We don't have a lot of Xbox news this time around, but we definitely got some Nintendo news. Nintendo had a Nintendo Direct, and I think we're going to hand over to Mark again to give us a bit of a rundown on what they talked about here.
No problem.
Go for it, Mark.
No worries. So look, there was a few different announcements. We'll just quickly run through the list. Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Pyra and Mithra were is the latest character that was announced for Smash. She actually came out today as well by coincidence, so that was pretty cool. They basically said that Breath of the Wild 2, they had nothing to announce at the time, but we can expect more news later in the year, probably when the Switch Pro comes out. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, which I believe was originally a Wii game, is getting a Switch port just in time for the 35th anniversary of Legend of Zelda. So that will be coming out. They said when it was coming out. I can't remember exactly. But it's a couple. Oh no, there it is, right there, July 16th.
35 years. Geez, that makes me feel really old.
I
That's
know,
nuts.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. They also announced these new Joy-Cons, which I have to say look awesome. I'm not a big Zelda fan, but I think I might actually pick up a pair of these to go along with the Skyward Sword release.
Are they the blue ones, Mark?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it was Amazon or JB had them on already pre-order with the game.
Yeah.
For a pretty decent price. So
Okay.
have a hunt around. But yeah, they look really nice.
I'll have to check that out.
Mm.
Splatoon 3 was also announced, coming to the Switch, coming next year. Again, just more Splatoon for the Splatoon fans, so that's always a good thing. They also announced Mario Golf Super Rush coming to the Switch in June. This actually looks quite fun.
Looks great. That looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, so I'll definitely
Hope it's got online play.
Yeah, same here. They didn't really mention anything about online though, so I'm not sure. But I think Mario Tennis had it, so I would think it should, but we'll see. They also Square Enix announced this game called Project Triangle Strategy. A demo came out. It's a strategic role-playing game strategy, with like the grids and all that kind of stuff. So demo came out. I don't think they gave a specific release date, except it's coming next year. We also got a new Star Wars game announced called Star Wars Hunters. Not really much to go on, just that it's a free-to-play game, squad-based and has online multiplayer. It's been being made by Zynga, who, from memory, used to do a lot of like Flash games and mobile games and stuff.
Flash.
So that'll be interesting. The game that was all the rage towards the end of last year, Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout, is coming to the Switch in a couple of months as well, so that's cool. They also announced a expansion pass for Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, which is like the what do you call it? What's the series? Dynasty Warriors type game for the Zelda series. That's coming out soon. We're also, and this one was interesting, we're also getting a Ninja Gaiden Master Collection.
Oh, I'll be picking that up for sure.
Yeah, so that's going to have the 3 Ninja Gaiden games that were released for the Xbox. That's coming out in June this year. Also announced some Super Mario items are going to be added to Animal Crossing, and that happened this week. They also showed off another game for the Switch called, I think originally this was on the 3DS, called Miitopia, which was kind of like this weird RPG style game which uses your Mii characters. That's coming in May this year. Outer Wilds is coming to the Switch in a couple of months as well.
That's a really, really good game.
Yeah, I've heard good things about it. It'll be interesting to see how the Switch runs it. So
yeah.
There was I had never heard of these games before, but apparently these came out originally, I think, on the
Famicom,
DS, I believe.
Or Famicom.
Detective Club. They're kind of visual novel style games.
Yeah, not my cup of tea.
No. Samurai Warriors 5, which is another Dynasty Warriors style game, is coming to the Switch 2021. I cannot fathom how the Switch will handle that, but that'll be interesting.
Low polygon model.
Yeah, probably. Legend of Mana, which was the old Square RPG, is getting a remaster for the Switch.
Was that the one that had a remaster for PlayStation, or am I getting confused? Or was that a different?
It was. I think it was a different game.
That was a different one.
That was Secret of Mana. That got
Secret of Mana. That's right.
Remastered last year, I believe. They showed off some more Monster Hunter Rise footage. That comes out in a couple of weeks. Tales from the Borderlands coming out to Switch as well.
So with Monster Hunter, are you keen on that one? Is that the...
Yeah, it is. I'm not sure if I'm going to pick it up on the Switch yet or not, because we'll talk about that a little bit later. As well. Tales for Borderlands coming out on March 24th. Capcom Arcade Stadium, which is what I was talking about before, that came out right after the Direct. Stub the Zombies. And
That's a shock.
Yeah, this one came out of the blue. Is going to be released
on everything
for the Switch. Yeah, basically, pretty much all consoles, and that's coming in a couple of weeks, March 16th. No More Heroes arriving on in August. Neon White, I can't remember what that was, coming out. Also announced the DC Superhero Girls Teen Power.
Do they want to make the title any longer?
Try saying that 3 times fast. That's coming out in June 4. Plants vs Zombies Battle for the Neighborville Complete Edition coming to the Switch in March. Knockout City. This was like a what do you call it? Battle Royale style game, which was like a dodgeball game.
Okay.
Actually looked kind of fun. That'll be interesting. That's coming out sometime soon. I think it's coming out for all platforms though. I'm pretty sure that one's coming via EA too. World's End Club coming. I don't even know. It doesn't even say. Then there was some trailers for Bravely Default 2, which came out last week. Saga Frontier, which is an old RPG for the PS1, also getting a remaster. Then they showed, just some more Ghosts and Goblins stuff. And Apex Legends is also getting a
downgrade
Switch release as well.
How the hell is that going to work?
Yeah, it's going to run like ass.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I know, coming on March 9th, so that's next week.
Wow, that'll be interesting.
And probably the announcement I was most excited for is Hades is getting a physical release for the Switch. And that's coming on the 19th of March as well.
Good, I'll get to finally play it.
Yeah.
You have to say, like, the Switch just has so many compilations now. It is just unbelievable.
It is, yeah.
So is that the biggest direct that they have had for a while? Or,
it has, yeah.
It seemed quite sizable.
It was, and because a lot of the stuff that they do, because they do so many and they all kind of blend together, but like Pokemon gets their own directs, Smash gets its own, and then they do the ones for the indies and all that kind of stuff. So I didn't realize this was like the first one they'd done in 12 months, apparently.
Wow.
So,
Oh, wow.
Been that long. Well, it's good. There's some stuff there that looks interesting. So good stuff. And then flowing on from that, obviously there was the Pokemon announcements.
Yep.
Mark, you, being our resident Pokemon expert,
Everyone's going to be sick of my voice by now.
The Diamond and Pearl remake, was this what you're expecting? I think my son was expecting this to happen.
Yeah. Look, this is probably one of the worst kept secrets in the past couple of years. So Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, for those that know, that's Generation 4, originally released on the DS. Probably one of the most popular, two of the most popular, or three actually, counting the third one. Most popular Pokemon games in the series. People have been clamoring for these for years. My daughter is a massive fan of these games, and she's been bitching to me for the past 10 years when I'm going to getting my fucking Diamond and Pearl remakes. Well, she's getting them now, so she can shut the hell up. And I know she can hear me as well. So those are coming to the Switch this year. The games look very true to the original. They've also got that similar kind of top-down view. So that's good.
My son was saying that the Brilliant Diamond, is it Brilliant Diamond? Shiny
Diamond
Pearl?
and Shiny Pearl, that's right.
Yeah, he was saying Brilliant Diamond looked like it had better inclusions than Shiny Pearl. But I don't know. That's what he was saying.
Fair enough. So those are coming this year, but they also announced another game that's coming out as well, which is like a big open world game called what was it? Pokemon Legends Arceus.
Arceus, yes.
So this kind of ties back to, I can see Daz trying to
Shut my mouth.
So this actually
I call all the Pokemons that.
So this ties back to the Diamond and Pearl as well, because it's set in the same region, which is Sinnoh. And Arceus is like one of the mythical Pokemon in the game as well. It's meant to be like a god Pokemon almost. So this one's going to be a bit more open worldish. Looks more like
Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild meets Sword and Shield type deal. So yeah, so that's coming next year sometime. I don't think they've given an exact date yet. So. Yeah,
that's interesting. I hope it's good. Because that probably would kind of suit me more than the traditional Pokemon game.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Fingers crossed.
Can you make moats in this though?
Yeah, no moats. No moats.
I can't.
Sean Tag says, "Got to collect them asses."
Do you know, for about 2 days in our house, everyone was just going around going Pokemon Arceus.
Kiss my ass, yes.
This one. I'll do this one. This one.
Yeah, we're still on the Nintendo. There's lots of Nintendo
This
news.
is insane. They're saying that they haven't actually explained. It's very vague on what the update does. My guess is they're trying to block all the hacking on it. That's what I think.
So this is an update for the Wii U.
For the Wii U to make it more stable, it says.
Yes.
It's to block all the hacking, because you can just soft mod the thing to hell and do what you want with it.
Yeah.
So you got to be really dumb to update it.
It's never really had any stability issues as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, well, that's what it says there. It's never really. Maybe once it's actually crapped itself, but yeah, it's to me it's all about blocking all the hacking. They haven't said that, but that's what it is.
That makes sense.
Yeah, because you can run. Well, a little birdie told me you can run all the games off of like a USB stick. So,
okay, yeah. Look, they do this from time to time, and then the hackers just find the way around.
Yeah, they'll find a way around it again.
Exploits. But anyway, good on them. So there you go. You might have slight stability improvements if you download the latest patch. Sticking with Nintendo, this is rumours just this week that there will be a new Switch with an OLED screen and 4K output coming this year before Christmas. They didn't really say much more about that. Has anyone got any further details on this rumoured Switch Pro that they're kind of referring?
Not much.
No.
One thing supposedly is that there are dev kits out there in the wild. And they reckon that we'll probably see a lot more leaks in the next few weeks as well. One thing I read as well is that there's going to be some games that you have to have that console. They won't work on the current Switch.
Fair enough.
But apparently it's not going to be that huge of a number. So
is that like the you remember when they released the 3DS, the new 3DS or something?
It's got the 3D joystick, yeah,
the XL.
Yeah, only like 2 games used it. That was it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, spot on.
So I heard that the OLED screen is larger, but still, I think it's 7 inches, but it's still 720p.
That's right. Yeah.
So what's interesting about that is how it will look. OLED screens are beautiful, so I imagine we're going to get some really nice colors. But then it'll be really weird because you go from 720p handheld to potentially 4K dot.
4K, yeah.
So I'll be.
You got my opinion?
Weird. Yeah.
I own a light and a normal one. This doesn't sell me because I don't buy the Switch to play 4K games. I got my PS5 and Xbox for that.
Do you play it docked a lot, or do you play it
handheld mostly now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I use the light a lot more than my normal one now. Yeah.
Yeah, and we've got no details on the processing power, the battery life, all those things as well.
Yeah.
But they're probably. I mean, how long has the Switch been out for now? It's been quite a while.
4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I'll just wait for there's actually a next Switch, not like an update, an actual different console.
Yeah.
Mark, I guarantee he'll buy it within the first week.
I was waiting for Mark to say that. Yeah. No, there's no point. There's no point.
Look, it's gone blurry.
I'd be keen on it if they kind of do like they're doing with the Xbox and the PS5, and they may like go back and patch some of the assuming it's got more computing power. They go back and patch some of the older games maybe to enable higher frame rates. I don't particularly care about 4K, but if we can get better frame, like Monster Hunter is a prime example. Where that game just plays so much better when it's running at a high frame rate. So it would be cool. But again, look, it depends on the price, because I mean the Switch has bloody held its price point.
It's still
the same price it was when it launched.
Typical Nintendo, they don't drop in value. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see like what that gets released at.
And the other thing is Nintendo. I don't know if they're going to do much work on improving past titles.
Yeah, exactly.
They're more on the...
and look, and to be honest, that's why are they even releasing this?
Yeah,
because they're doing so well.
Yeah, I don't get it.
And typically, like Nintendo, when they're doing really well, they kind of not get lazy, but like for example, look at Mario Kart. Like Mario Kart is selling so well. It's the reason why we don't get another one, because it's like, well,
don't
why
need
when
it,
this one is why when this one is doing so well? So,
but then you look at the Game Boy days, man. There's like a million, especially Game Boy Advances.
Yeah.
I think that's just what they're doing here. It's another like 3DS update.
Yeah,
it'll play the majority of the games. There might be a couple of exclusive.
Yeah, spot on.
All right, moving on to Sony news, and Sony have announced that there's going to be a PSVR helmet in development for the PS5.
But we kind of knew this was going to happen anyway.
Yeah.
Just hopefully it's wireless.
No, it's not. But it will have a single cable that runs from the helmet to the machine instead of a box and all that sort of stuff. So it will be easier, but it's still not wireless. It'll have a wider field of view, and I think like a better resolution as well. So
okay.
The current headset, which I've only used once at your house, Daz, I was very impressed with.
I like it.
It did give me a little bit of motion sickness, but it wasn't terrible. So this one could really be awesome. And I think we don't have a story on it, but I did read that there's 6 additional titles, VR titles, coming to the PS4 very soon. One of them's Doom 3.
Cool.
So it's good to see there are some titles coming, and hopefully with this in development, there will be there'll be even more.
Now, PSVR has had a lot of support.
Yeah.
Sony have really gave it a lot of support, so that's good.
Yeah, and the dev kits apparently are being shipped to developers for the helmet already. So, whereas cool bananas. Moving on, there's some more PlayStation games coming to PC, which is exciting if you've got a good graphics card.
Yeah.
Mark, do you want to quickly run us through which titles they have announced?
No problemo. Let me find. I'm so prepared. I know Days Gone is coming.
Yep.
What
Did
else
anyone
is
ever
there?
play that, and what did they think? of it?
No.
No.
Oh, it's a Bloodborne. You can already hear screams of people screams of Bloodborne in the distance.
Actually, I don't even know if they announced what the
There isn't.
games were.
There isn't.
Oh, so just Days Gone.
Just Days Gone, but they did say that there was going to be more.
I don't think Bloodborne will be one of them.
No.
I don't think.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
That's money sitting there.
Yeah, the problem with Bloodborne is because it's From Software, so they're working on Elden Ring at the moment. I don't know how big that studio is, like if they can support multiple projects or not, unless they farm it out to someone else.
Yeah, they could farm it out.
Yeah.
Because Sony pitched in with that too, didn't they?
Yeah, so Sony
Yeah.
owns the rights to it. They
Oh,
probably
they
funded
do.
it. They funded it. But because I think it was released on the Sony Japan studio or something like that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't see any specific games in here, but all I know is that they've said that Days Gone is coming, and that there'll be more down the track as well. So
Lovely.
makes sense.
And Sony have said that they will start supporting the external. Well, it's a M2 slot, but basically the SSD slot.
Oh, that's good.
This
I was
winter.
gonna buy an external hard drive. Good, I don't have to now.
Well, you might still be waiting a while because obviously there'll be a firmware update first so that you can actually utilize it because it's disabled at the moment. And then you'll need to actually find one of those SSDs out in the wild, one that's compatible. And apparently, the one thing they have said is they may have to increase the fan speeds to ensure that the slot is cooled sufficiently. So that'll be interesting to see if there's any increase in noise or if it'll just be so minor you won't notice it. But,
Chris Deeble says, I'm looking forward to the next gen PSVR. Nice, I'll come to your house and check it out.
Yeah. Sony had a state of play as well. Was there any highlights that anyone wanted to talk about from that state of play? Anything that stood out? Because I don't think it was super exciting, but
No, it wasn't. It was a lot of stuff that they had announced before. I mean, Crash Bandicoot 4 coming to PS5. That's also coming to Xbox. Yeah. Returnal. This actually game looks quite fun. It's like a roguelite, but it's a third-person shooter. But that's been shown off a few times now. Knockout City we talked about earlier. This actually looked okay. It's a new game called Sifu, which is a martial arts game. Part of it reminded me of that film The Raid. It had like this big corridor battle that you had to fight your way through.
Yeah.
So it looks pretty cool. Solar Ash got a gameplay reveal. Five Nights at Freddy's, yeah. Oddworld, we've seen that a bunch. Kena Bridge of Spirits, which was announced last year, is getting an August release date. Deathloop. Oh, this was probably the biggest announcement. Final Fantasy VII Remake is getting a new DLC chapter called Intergrade. It's just going to have Yuffie as one of the new characters and a couple of others as well. That's coming in June.
So is that part 2 of the?
It's not part 2. It's an addition to the first part
for frick's sake.
well. I guess to buy themselves some more time.
Okay.
But it's also getting a PS5 upgrade as well, which is going to be free, which is very surprising, but they're doing it. And they showed off some differences between like the PS4 version. So you're getting your usual 60 frames per second, upgraded textures and all that kind of stuff. It looked great. I have to say, it looked
nice.
And that's a really, really good looking game to begin with. So that's coming in June. That was probably the biggest announcement was the Final Fantasy. And they also announced like a bunch of other Final Fantasy stuff too. But yeah. So that's
Fair enough.
probably the highlight.
Yeah, there hasn't been. I mean, most of these state of plays and even the Xbox announcements haven't been super exciting, I must say.
No.
Been a little bit flat. And Anthem has now been, or Anthem 2.0 has now been officially cancelled by BioWare. It's flatlined. And look, in the end, it was probably the right thing to do. I guess they probably felt like it was just too much to try and get it to a state where people will want to play it. The damage is done to the name and to the reputation.
Yeah.
Monster Hunter Rise port confirmed for 2022. What is this, Marku?
So this was leaked a few months ago in the big Capcom leak. Originally, they said it was actually going to be coming out a few months after the Switch version. So I think they originally said something like August. Capcom's officially confirmed that it is getting a PC port, but it's not coming out until 2022.
So that's why you might wait.
That's why I might wait. Yeah.
Well, that's good. It gives you time to keep playing Valheim with us.
Valheim, yeah.
Valheim with us.
Yeah. So, yeah. So look, it's good news, because like the upgrade from Untitled World from the console versions to the PC version was massive. So this can only be a good thing, and the game's looking great. So yeah,
Cool.
good stuff.
Fall Guys Studio Mediatonic has been acquired by Epic Games. Do we need to say anything more about that? Is there any big deal from that happening?
Nah.
Just another acquisition.
It's it's what do you call it? What's the? No, never mind. Don't worry. I've gone blank, completely blank.
And Daz, what is this Metallica lol that you have posted here?
This kind of relates to what we're going to be talking later with Sega Master Tim.
Okay.
Metallica was weren't they like a guest on an awards show or something? Yeah, was
So, on BlizzCon.
On BlizzCon, and so they played. And what music did they play? Mark, can you get sound from this?
I can try. Can you hear
We
it?
might get banned for it. I can't hear anything.
It's very quiet. It's like Christmas music.
Yeah, I'll try. Let's try it again.
Go for it.
Can you hear it?
Just.
That's all right.
That
Well,
is
do you want to
hilarious.
The link will be in the show notes.
Yeah. So the when it was viewers on Twitch got that instead of hearing Metallica play. They got some generic Christmas music. It's hilarious. I'm sorry, it just made me laugh. So I had to pop that in there.
So they were performing. Was this at BlizzCon that they were performing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. And there obviously BlizzCon happened, and there was some big news from that. Probably the biggest one was Diablo 2 Resurrected was announced.
That's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. I have to say, this is probably the most exciting news for me recently, because Diablo 2 is just such a game that I keep coming back to. And it's a masterpiece. And it's actually coming to PC and all the current consoles, which is cool, because it never was released on consoles, was it?
No. The first one was released on PS1.
PS1,
Yeah.
And obviously the third one was, but the second one hasn't been. So this is huge. It looks like they've basically said, hey, we're going to keep it, in the tradition of Diablo 2. They're not going to change too much around the mechanics. And I think you can flip between. Can you flip between old school graphics and new?
Yep.
And the new graphics look good. They don't look too sort of controversial. There'll be cross save, so you can go. Cross play.
Yep.
And recently, I think it was today, they announced that you'll be able to load your old saves from your original.
That's
Diablo
pretty cool.
Games.
See, this is a Switch game I'd buy. This would be awesome if it's on the Switch.
I think it'd be cool on the Switch. Yeah. So super, super excited. I don't know if did they announce an actual date mark for it or anything like that? I don't think I saw a date.
Just that it was coming this year. Your PC's getting controller support, which is cool. So it's being done by the same dudes, Vicarious Visions, same guys that did the recent Tony Hawk remakes, so it's in good hands. Explains why Activision has bought them out completely now, so they could do this. So
just please don't stuff this up.
No, and look, they had some panels at BlizzCon as well, which you can go and check out. I think they're still on YouTube, and you can tell a lot of love and care has gone into this one. So I'm not worried. It looks infinitely better than what they did with Warcraft 3.
Nice. And you will literally not see me for a month when this
yeah, definitely.
I'll be feverishly...
But what about Valheim, man?
Sorry. No, this takes precedence.
Monster.
The other news they had, Diablo 4 they revealed the rogue class for Diablo 4, which is cool. Did you catch any of the footage for this, Mark? I must say I didn't see any of the footage.
Yeah, look, character looks great. You can play them either ranged or melee.
Oh, cool.
It's up to you. Yeah, that was really about it. It's still no even a hint at a release date at this stage, but the game looks great. It's
so what have they announced so far, Mark? They've got Barbarian, Rogue.
Barbarian, Rogue. I can't remember
Druid?
the other one.
Was the other one?
Yes, Druid was the other one, I think.
Okay.
Yep. And I can't remember if they announced Sorceress or not.
Sorceress as well? Yeah, I can't even remember.
Yeah.
I tried not to sort of listen to too much because I know it's far away still, and then I just get disappointed waiting.
Yeah, exactly. And it's kind of hard to keep up like with what's what, because we've got the mobile game, and now we've got the Diablo 2 remake as well. So it's just there's just so many cross news coming out. So yeah.
And the last bit of news, one of the last bits of news was around the Blizzard Arcade Collection.
Yeah.
Which is getting released on everything, but I found quite funny because I think all these games you could download for free on PC for ages.
Yeah,
and legally could download free. So
like on GOG and stuff.
Yeah. Just I think even on Blizzard's website, like through the Blizzard Battle.net.
Actually, yeah. Now speaking of, I remember them giving away some of these.
Maybe last year or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, that collection consists of Lost Vikings, is it Blackthorn, and
Rock and Roll Racing.
Yeah.
Which is just, oh my gosh. God, I love that game. I don't know if they managed to get all the soundtrack though. I don't know if there was some issues with copyright around that. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah, good question.
Blah blah is in another time zone. Yeah.
Jake Slams in the first. Such a good game.
Yeah.
If you have not played that, go back, grab a Mega Drive or a SNES, and give it a crack.
Okay. Rock and Roll Racing's great.
It's so much fun. Such a good game. Alrighty, Daz.
That's it. Okay, next we'll be getting Sega Master Tim. So we'll be right back, guys. We will not be long.
Jesus.
And we're back. And Dave zoomed up.
I honestly did not touch anything. Is that let me disable video? I'll just put it back on. No, it's fully. I'm gonna have to sit back. Maybe I'll lower my chair down.
Tim's just, I don't know, done something to the network.
That is so bizarre, isn't it?
Funny, Pat.
That is.
Anyway, I think we're going to have to just leave him with a big head for the remainder of the episode.
Oh, you look comfy there. You look comfy. Okay, everyone, we've got Sega Master Tim here. How you doing, man? How's things, hey?
Oh, life's grand. Life is grand. What can I say?
Yeah.
It's just been very, honestly, it's two emotions.
Firstly, explain what's happening to people that don't know who you are and what's going on.
Who am I?
Yeah.
All right. Well, my name, formerly on Twitter, is Sega Master Tim. And back in the 90s, I was what you would call a games counselor. So you called me up at on the Sega hotline, and I answered your questions to help you get through games, basically. So I knew a lot about the cheats and the walkthroughs, and I always say we used to help out kids and lonely housewives. Basically, yes, because the husbands would be out working. So the ladies would call us up and help them through mainly RPG games. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what I used to do, and I think that's somewhat helped me gain a bit of a following on Twitter. I think that was basically it. Yeah.
So were you the RPG expert for the group there at on the hotline?
No, I can't, even to this day, I can't even get into RPGs. I just don't have the bloody patience. I'm more of a go in, shoot, kill, I die, get out again. I'm more of the action type player.
Arcade, you're an arcade guy.
Yeah, more arcade. Just like anyone in the 90s, used to play a lot of platformers, but by the time I finished working at Sega, I was just sick and tired of seeing them. Every bloody game was a platformer. So no, but they were really awesome days back then. And I don't think, like, just like with anything in life, you don't realize how lucky you are until somebody refreshes your mind, something about the past, and something happens, and then it was absolutely epic. Those 5 years I was there. Yeah.
Nice man. So hasn't been very nice to you and to a lot of other people, has Mark investigated. So it's just tell everyone what's happened, and the reason why we've got you on, we want to try to help you out, and hopefully someone out there can sees this and helps you. And because what's happened is we think is very unfair, and it's quite frustrating. And what
happened? I think I've got the right. I think I got the right cup to reflect what happened, and this is it. I have no idea. Jeez. All right, so I was on Twitter last Sunday morning, did my usual things, check out what people were saying and that, respond to a few messages and so forth, and basically did my morning chores, like done the gardening and all that. And the bloke next door was so nice because it was a bit of a warm day that day, and I was sweating in the sun. A bloke came up and gave me a beer. I thought, that was absolutely awesome. So anyway, went back in, finished all my chores, got out on the patio, popped a beer, and I thought, this would be nice to share with the followers, wouldn't it? So I get on, and it wasn't going through. So I tried again, still wouldn't go through that. And I thought, maybe if I refresh it, and then it tells me that I'm suspended. Just sort of that. I'm like, what the hell? So I tried logging in. Nope, still couldn't get in.
Question is, what kind of beer was it? that might be your problem.
The guy gave me, what's the Asahi Light? What's the Asahi Light?
It's a light.
It's like a white light.
I should have gave you full strength.
I know. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, sorry. No. Ignore me.
I'm supposed to be on a bloody diet anyway.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be drinking so much. Where was I? Yeah, so and then a message came up on my email and said that I'd been suspended. But it said that I had a right of reply. But the thing was, it didn't tell me what for. I don't know what for to this day. So I responded, what have you done? I don't do anything bad. And then I started, after I sent that off, they sent me back another email confirming that this is the email that they can contact me on. So I replied to that and say, yes, this is my email, great. Sent that off, and then they said it will take a few days to get back. Now, this was last Sunday. It's now Friday. I still haven't heard anything. But I'm still patient. I'm hoping, but it's not looking likely that the account will ever come back. So that's about, 2.5 years of hard work, connecting with people, reaching out to people, sharing my usual posts every night where I have like these game room showdowns and battle station showdowns and little funny memes and that. And every now and again, if I was a guest on a podcast like this, I would show that off. And and I can't do anything. The only thing I can do now is look at people's comments when I search for Sega Master Tim using my wife's account, because I can't make a comment. People have said to me, why don't you just hook up another account? Well, I tried that and they connected the 2 dots because I used the same mobile number, and they said, no, you're the same Sega Master Tim. So there is no way I can get back on. And I'm stuffed, basically. I can't do anything to get back on. So I might, after this post, might just send them a little reminder, hey, any progress there?
Yeah, don't give up, man. I mean, can you can't. I just wouldn't give up. I just keep pestering him until you hear something. What do you got to lose?
Well,
you know what I mean? You've lost a lot, but we can't lose any more, can you? You might as well just keep trying.
Keep trying, but it's pretty much like pushing shit up a hill.
Yeah.
Really it is, because I see all these amazing comments that people say on Twitter, like, what has he done? All he did was just try and connect people, and he tried to help people out, and you can have a look for yourself if you wanted to. And this is, I was just going to say that this is such quite an emotional roller coaster, because you feel sad about everything that's lost. And I've said before, I've lost all those memories. I can't save them. I can't, like the things I did at PAX back a couple of years ago, where it was part of the panel with the other Sega Masters. My little posts I did when I was in Japan, they're all gone. The little connections, the conversations I've had, both publicly and through direct messaging, they're all gone. There's no way I can get it back. I mean, this might sound hilarious. Well, at least with Facebook, if you wanted to cancel your account, you can download all the material that you've ever uploaded. That hasn't been offered to me. I wish it could be offered. I don't know how I can get my hands on this stuff. So there's the amount of loss there. But then there's also all those lovely comments and all the things that people are trying to do on Twitter for me to try and get me back. Now, whether it does anything or not, I really don't know. Probably unlikely, because, as I said, it's like, his little U and his big Twitter. It's really, really hard. What say have we got? So I'm absolutely stuffed and upset, but also happy about the nice things that people have been saying.
Well, Stewie's Retro Gaming says, would getting a new SIM card for your mobile and having a new number get you at least back on, Tim? As much as the pain in the butt, that's probably the best thing to do.
I could do that. But then comes, what if they trace it down to an IP address? I just worry. This is the thing. And see, the other problem I have is, because I don't know what I've done wrong. Yeah. If I continue on doing what I was doing before, is there something in that it was? I mean, just tell me what it was I did wrong. Okay, you can see me. I'm a pretty rational guy.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not I'm not getting angry. I'm not angry. And if a mistake has been made, well, fine, please tell me. But don't treat me like a bloody imbecile, please. If I've done something wrong and I wasn't aware that I did something wrong, then please just tell me. And I'll go, oh, okay. If that was the problem, a lot of people are theorizing as to what was the cause. Somebody said it was copyright. I said, I don't know if it's copyright because, yeah, I put up a lot of pictures, but there's nothing that mentioned that they were copyrighted. Nothing at all.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you would know if it was copyrighted. I don't know how to record music in the background. I've got no freaking idea. I think Daz knows that first hand account. And yeah, so it's not copywriting. And then it comes to the lists. Every Sunday I used to do this shout out list, and I'm not going to say how do I choose people on that list, because if I ever do come back, people might exploit it. But I would have a list, and usually they sit around 200 to 300 people, something like that, and I would individually pick them out. It would take me 2 hours every Sunday to do this list together, and it's just a personal thank you. If anybody has seen those lists in the past, they all know no single one is identical, because it changes every week. So I put in all this hard work because it is an honest thank you to people. And in that way, all those people put on the list and people look forward to it. They interconnect and makes the community grow even larger. And so I saw this, I'm just having a look now. There's this one person who thinks people just do this to basically show off. Well, it's anything but that. I mean, what's the show off? My whole
premise,
premise is to be positive, help people out. I don't care how big your account is. If you like gaming, I don't really care whether you like your mobile gaming, if you're into your Atari 2600 or any of that. You enjoy gaming. And I think we're all lucky enough, all four of us are lucky enough to see the growth of video gaming over the decades. We're that lucky. And it just amazes me as a guy past his mid-40s to see this all happening, how it's a multi-billion-dollar industry, and everyone's getting into it and everyone loves it. And that's what I'm just trying to reach out to, is people that love their gaming. And when I reach out to certain people, and maybe they don't want to be part of it, maybe they don't want to follow me, well, that's all okay. That's okay. But we might cross paths again, and it's happened many times before.
Yeah.
So so I mean, I'm if people are trying to think that I'm some sort of scammer, you really don't know me, do you? You really don't know me, and you really don't know my posts from the past. And Daz, you know me personally, like what I am individually.
No.
Now you see me. I
wouldn't have asked you on. So
yeah, I just and that's one of the things I really worry about, because when your name's there and the word suspended is next to it, the first thing that goes into a person's mind is, what has he done wrong? And that's what hurts. I've just been honest throughout, and it's hard. Yeah.
Sorry to hear that. It sucks. It does suck.
Yeah.
Well, you were saying, Dave, what was that you read about Twitter? What's going on? Some bots or something?
It's probably totally unrelated, but there's some sort of, I guess, malicious Twitter handles out there that love to get accounts suspended. I doubt that's happened in this case, but I think the frustrating thing for Tim here is that he has no idea what caused the suspension, and it's a cautionary thing for all of us, right? And it's not just with Twitter; it could be with YouTube, or it could be with other platforms. It could even be with your Gmail account, for example. Say you woke up tomorrow and your Gmail account was suspended. If you think about all the
I'd be
things that
fucked.
died,
If that was the case, I'd be
died for
fucked.
this, So
Yeah.
I mean, these companies are big. They need to at least give people reasons why they have done the suspension, and then give them an avenue where they can actually appeal and respond to it in a reasonable period of time. You shouldn't have to wait 5 days and you still haven't heard anything. If it's, I can understand a day or two, there's time zone differences, there's people that need to review the case, but to wait almost a week when you're putting in effort every single day is extremely heartbreaking. So I'm sincerely really sad to hear what's happened to you. And I know, look, I was at your PAX panel a few years back when you and the other guys talked about your experiences back working on the hotline. And I loved it. It brought back a lot of memories because I was a big Sega fan growing up. So I know that you have so much love for this, and it's heartbreaking. It really is. So I really hope, keep pushing. Hopefully someone out there might know something that can help and get your account back in good standing.
I'd like to think something can be done, but I'm really doubting it. And it's just the only thing I'm using right now is Instagram, because that's the only real avenue that that's helped me stay in touch with people. But it's just not the same. It really isn't.
Yeah.
No,
it's just so damn hard. But it's not like I've died.
Yeah, no, well, that's what I mean. Just I
did say.
Yeah. Sorry,
I did say that. I said. I think I said to you, Daz, and I've said on one of the videos on Instagram. It's like you have died. You see all these lovely comments about you on Twitter. Usually, you hear about that stuff during your funeral. When you're not around. So, but I'm just lucky and blessed people are trying their hardest for me, and so many people are doing it, but that's what I reckon anybody would do for anyone else within the gaming community. If one of their mates is down and something like this has happened, they'd fight for it, as long as they know but they haven't done anything wrong, that they don't have that personality that would attract a suspension. And I have to say I'm definitely not one of those people. Oh god. So fun days.
Well, just hope that you hear something soon. Can only hope.
Hopefully, but I'm not holding my breath, to be honest.
So Mark, you said that you there was a few that copyright strikes, or
I've seen at least 3 different accounts get suspended, and for a similar scenario where they didn't know what they had done. One account was suspended for some kind of music that they posted 2 years ago. So something similar happened on Twitch a few months back. Basically, the music industry, they're going for anyone and everyone that they can at the moment. So, so on Twitch, what happened was basically they received a lot of cease and desist. I think it was an insane amount. It was like something like 20,000 or something like that, in a span of like a day. So accounts started getting flagged, and then But at least with Twitch, what they did was they sent out warnings to their users. They didn't just go out and just drop the ban hammer. They said, look, this is what's happening. We're giving you a week. Take the content down. If you don't, your account will be banned. Twitter, though, hasn't done that. They've basically just have gotten these DMCAs, strike notices, whatever you want to call them, and they've just suspended accounts and not given anyone any kind of warning, which is bullshit. You know, like if you do something wrong, fucking, you know, if you shoot someone, you know, okay, well, I shot someone, I know what I've done, you know, like, but in this instance, they've just banned people and not giving them the common decency to say, well, this is what you've done, go back and delete the content, and then we'll let your account stand. So it's just, yeah, it's crap. It's bollocks, you know, and they do it to enough people, they're going to shoot themselves in the foot.
I reckon,
Who wants to use your platform if you're going to just get suspended out of the blue and not know what it is that you've done, you know, what rules you violated. So, yeah, it's a stupid move. But like Daz said, Tim, just keep on fighting it. Keep on
just keep bugging them.
Just keep pestering them. You know, the worst that can happen is they don't reinstate your account. Best that can happen, they oh, hang on. Because there's a lot of people out there fighting for you. Like you've said, you know, there's a lot of accounts, a lot of people saying, well, hang on, what's going on? Maybe they might take notice. You never know.
Yeah. I'm sure my name's come up on their radar.
Yeah, for sure.
The whinging radar, if I call it that, or something like that. But I mean, surely there must be some. It's like to me, it just seems like any breach of the rules is first degree murder.
Yeah.
There's nothing else. You know, there's not like, what's the term for accidentally manslaughter? You know, there's no manslaughter or third degree or second degree. There's nothing like that. And as you're saying, Mark, you know, you can't really fight, and not unless you can't fight for something if you don't know what the hell you've done wrong.
Yeah.
This is
every other platform has at least three strikes you're out type deal. Yeah. Whereas with this, it was just like one bang, you're done. Like, well, hang on a second, you know. The only other thing I can think about that their motivation, and again, it doesn't make sense. I know that they're looking to implement some paid features soon. Maybe that's got something to do with it. I don't know why, but yeah, again, it's just like I said, you do it to enough people are going to move away from your platform, because they're not the only social media platform out there now. Like every day there seems to be another one popping up. So yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I know, but it's just what I just don't know what to do now. And like me and Daz have been talking about some other alternatives, so something may turn up in the future. But I mean, it's for me and my lifestyle that I live, Twitter is quite convenient for me because I can schedule posts. I can spend enough time to focus on my material, okay, and still have a bit of time for gaming and that. But it's just it's hard to do with any other forms of social media. It really is, you know. So I'll try and keep on fighting. And if I'm not, everybody else will be by the looks of it. So no, thanks, Mark. Thanks, guys.
No worries.
All right. So we go ahead. Is there anything else you'd want to mention, Tim, before we go to the next segment?
Jack won't reply to my messages on Twitter.
Okay.
Funny that. Okay. No. Anything else I want to mention is just everyone who's been coming over to Instagram to check how I am, and anybody on Twitter that's still asking, you know, how's Tim going? I'm all right, but if you look through earlier in this in this podcast, you know how I'm feeling. You know, there's ups and downs right now. So, but I'll be all right. I'm still alive.
Yeah. No, we'll check your Instagram page link in the description here so people can follow on that way.
Yes. Yes.
Cool. All right. So with that, you're going to hang around for some retro news and a bit of fun and games later, hey, Tim? Yeah?
Why not?
Oh, cool.
Excellent.
Why not?
Good.
Cool bananas. So it's retro news.
Right
David?
up your alley. All right, we'll start with one close to your heart, Daz.
Yes.
Bubble
yes.
Bobble, coming on the C64.
Bubble.
Marquez.
Mark's
Marquez.
gone blank.
Marquez.
Marquez.
I'm waiting
What
for
do you-
your... That's what I was waiting
Oh,
for.
he wanted the stream.
I
to
want
come
the
up.
stream picture.
I'd gone
Look at that.
ahead.
Yeah.
So do you want to describe what's exciting about this particular...
Someone's gone and released a puzzle bubble on the Commodore 64. It shall be out very soon. And it looks amazing.
Oh wow.
It looks friggin' fantastic. Tell you, that computer still got some firepower in there. I absolutely love it. That looks so cool. I'm like, what the hell was that 240? Is that how low the video is?
Yeah.
It's 2021. Come on, man. Jeez. You could upload a better resolution. But anyway, this is great. This is like awesome. So yeah, Puzzle Bubble on the C64 coming out. I think it's next month or next week or something. It's not that far.
Oh, very nice.
Yes.
Do you know, Daz, that they're releasing it on the Amstrad as well?
As well. Oh, there you go.
It's Crazy Perry's doing it. He's done.
I don't know who Crazy Perry is.
He's crazy.
Crazy.
Crazy Perry.
Crazy Perry. It looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bit more colourful than this, for sure.
More colourful, yeah, but probably the speed is not as good as this.
No.
So yeah, but so if you've got an Amstrad, don't feel left out. There is one coming. So,
From Crazy Perry.
Crazy Perry.
That's for Chris.
That's
that one.
terrible.
That's for Chris.
Yeah. And
I'm not going to play this one because I'm scared now with all the copyright bullshit.
no, don't play this one. But I think I added this just today because we got to talk about it, right? Mortal Kombat has got the Mortal Kombat movie had an official trailer released just recently. It's coming out this year. It looks pretty good. What do you guys think of it? Looks awesome.
Looks great.
I think it's great.
Sorry.
Daz doesn't like it.
No, I think it looks great. Actually, it looks really good.
Sega Master Tim, what do you think of it? Have you seen the trailer?
I'm actually yes, and I'm actually quite keen to watch it. I'm not really into action films so much, except for Bond because I'm a bit of a Bond fan. But this has got me curious. All right, with those fighting scenes and the effects, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
And it was filmed in South Australia.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah. Well, you would want to kill yourself if you lived in South Australia. Radelaide's called Radelaide for a good reason.
Yeah.
anything but.
A close friend of ours just moved there for a year.
Yeah.
He's not coming back.
Yeah.
And there is an Aussie. Kano is an Aussie actor, isn't he? In the film.
Yeah, it sounds like
Sound
it.
like it.
Yeah. It looks really good. Like it looks. It's not going to be an Oscar award winner, right? But it's got the CGI and everything looks great. The characters look great. Looks like they're paying a bit of respect to the genre and the game. So yeah, I'm excited. I remember watching the first one. It was funny. I watched it in the cinemas with my younger brother, and it was one of the first films that he kind of saw in the cinemas. So he didn't used to go to the movies much. And for some reason, at the cinemas we went to, they always had malfunctions. Like the screen would be stuffed, the sound wouldn't be right. And anyway, on that occasion, the audio was turned up to like 100. So at the start of the Mortal Kombat film, it's just started, and he's freaked out. He's like, "What the hell? Is this like how every movie is?" Because the sound was just piercing loud. But look, it'll be fun. Looking forward to it. So yeah, Mortal Kombat coming out this year.
Mark?
PS3 emulation. What's going on here, Daz?
Oh geez, what was this? This is a new emulator, isn't it? Yeah, but you need a decent. This is you need a decent processor. What did this run off? Well, they're saying that you need a high CPU like a Ryzen 9 5950X. Like, is that like mega powerful?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
that's not baby CPUs there.
Yeah, but with that you can shoot for 60 FPS experience. They're saying, but it can run on lower processors. So that's gonna be really good. Finally, we're gonna get some PS3 emulation.
And apparently runs it better than PS3. Correct?
That's right, exactly. Yeah, you want an honest opinion though? Excuse me. I would really like 360 emulation more, to be honest. But
me too.
Yeah.
What's your reasoning behind that, Daz? Just the titles, or
the games just run better? The games were just better on that for some reason.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was the chip, wasn't it, Mark?
The cell processor was hard to program for.
Yeah.
So 360 was much easier to. Yeah. I want freaking OG Xbox emulation, man.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
You know.
Yeah, that's true.
Had that by now.
Yeah, that's very true. Oh yeah, so they've ran this emulator on an i5 10 400F.
Yeah, that's a pretty standard sort of CPU.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's not unreasonable. Yeah.
Okay.
That's really cool. I love to see emulation come along. We've had a few stories recently around emulation and the sort of stuff they're doing. Yeah. Because I think there's a PS2 emulator now that you can add custom textures to.
Correct.
And people are already upgrading some of the games to look better than they did on the PS2. So
PS2 emulation is really good now.
Is it?
Yeah.
Awesome. Good stuff. Moving on. What's this Cinden Light Gun? Who knows about this? Daz?
I know about this. Actually saw a review on, was it Linus Tech Tips? I think he had a review on it. I think this is the video here. This is great. This is a light gun that works on LCD TVs.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's great. It doesn't need a sensor. It uses a camera. It's got a lens in there. So it just points straight to the screen and bang, it works. So there was a Kickstarter, and this is how Linus got his. There's a few online I've seen on Facebook. A few people have already got it via Indiegogo. Sorry, not Kickstarter. So I think it was via Indiegogo. So I'm always hesitant with that platform, but this is really good. This is obviously going to get a commercial release. So I'll jump at this. This is great. It's also compatible with the Raspberry Pi. So that's amazing. That's so cool. There's already Raspberry Pi images already made up just for gun games. So it's great.
Wow, that didn't take long.
Nah.
You've got to love the Raspberry Pi community.
They're very dedicated. Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited about this.
Oh, that's really good. That's probably an accessory that's been lacking for a long time. So.
Stewie's Retro Gaming says, not sure about that kickback noise though. I didn't realize there was a kickback on there. Okay. Must be like point blank with the tick, 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 tick.
I wonder if you can turn it off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Moving on.
Cool.
There was a new Alex Kidd fan game released. And I think it's called Alex Kidd Curse in Miracle World.
That looks pretty. Press play, Mark, if you don't mind.
Press play.
Press play, jeez.
Look, to be honest, it looks a lot like Alex Kidd in Miracle World, right? This is for the Sega Master System. But the graphics do look better.
Yeah.
Like you can see him
press play, Mark.
Burger.
I just want to see next.
It's in between you two rambling on. Sound effects. Jesus.
Shit, that looks great.
Look, it looks great. It was weird. Sometimes the scrolling is super smooth, and then sometimes it wasn't. I actually gave the game a go.
Okay.
But the colors are beautiful. They're even more vibrant than they normally are on a system. And it's got an original soundtrack. So they've mixed some of the old sounds. They've added some new level music as well.
Sweet.
And I think that video actually takes you through an entire playthrough of the game.
How
which
long does
runs
it mark?
For about an hour, I think.
And now that's great. That's a lot.
Yeah. So look, if you're craving an Alex Kidd in Miracle World experience, and you're ready for some frustration because it will be hard, by all means check it out. There'll be a link in the show notes. You can download the ROM and give it a crack.
Awesome.
And knowing Sega, they don't tend to DCMA
They
this
don't
sort
care.
of stuff,
Not anymore.
which is nice. So if you're a big fan of Alex Kidd, hey, go ahead.
I wouldn't be surprised if they don't take it up and put it on a compilation or something.
It's actually got new vehicles in it as well.
Oh,
So
cool.
they've put a lot of love into it. If you fast forward a little bit to the next level, I think he's burning around in a little car. There's an ice world.
There we go.
There's an underwater world as
That's
well.
there.
But
Yep,
look,
go
it
there.
plays really pretty.
That looks sweet.
Yeah, so it kind of has a mismatch of Miracle World and what's the one on Mega Drive that was pretty rubbish?
Enchanted Castle.
Enchanted Castle.
That's.
That
I
sort of
mean,
graphic.
how the hell can they make this so good? And Enchanted Castle, made by Sega, is utter trash. That doesn't make no sense.
No.
Yeah, that looks really good, dude. I'm actually going to download this.
Yeah, give it a crack.
Chuck it on my EverDrive.
It did make me want a Mega Drive, a Master System Mini, I have to say. I know you can put these on the Mega Drive Mini, but
yeah.
I'm still sort of craving one for the Master System. And to round out the retro news, who wants to take this last one about Rare and an unreleased N64 game?
Yeah, sure thing.
Mr. Marku.
Yeah.
No problem. So let me scroll down and let me press play. It does start yelling at me again. So this game was originally called Dinosaur Planet. It was originally going to be for the N64.
Yeah.
Never got released, got canned.
Yep.
But if you take a look at the footage now, it looks very much like Star Fox Adventures, which was released on the GameCube. But yeah, somebody has managed to find this old ROM for the game, and it is now out in the wild.
Is it
Probably
finished?
remember.
Is it a finished game?
I'm not sure if it's finished or not.
I knew about this game because it was actually getting, like you said, it was getting made for the GameCube, and then Nintendo wanted a Star Fox game. They go, let's just chuck Star Fox and change it.
Yeah.
It's actually, I love Star Fox Adventures. I think it's a
Star Fox
great
Adventures. Yeah, it's a good game. Yeah, and it's funny. It's just this, on the last episode we talked about the GoldenEye leak. That's that happened. So this is two releases in a row that Rare have seen come out. So yeah, it's just interesting.
Did they get hacked at all or not?
No, not that I'm aware of. Yeah, someone's
Interesting.
maybe an ex-employee has dug up some files and said, you know what, let's just slip this out into the
Let's get it out
interwebs.
there, yeah.
Maybe they had all their stuff in one of those storage containers,
Yeah,
and then
probably.
Storage Wars, someone, paid for it. Yeah, sorry. Real bad. Anyway, all right. Before we wrap up, we wanted to do a little bit of a nostalgia trip down memory lane, and look at.
Stop sharing my screen for a second.
And while Mark's having some technical difficulties,
Press
we
play,
wanted to have a
Mark.
look at games back in 1998.
I'm
And
assuming
as-
Mark
as
is
you
searching for the picture. I'm assuming.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
So,
I think Mark's looking for a picture, but Daz, you sort of messaged us earlier in the week saying, "Wow, there were so many good games back in '98. Maybe we should talk about some of the ones we loved."
I saw this picture on social media, and I'm like, that's cool. I can't believe how many good games were in '98. I'm getting blurry now, David. Why? That was strange. Yeah.
There's probably a few ghosts floating around.
I think so.
I was actually like, oh nah, like 99, 2000 were probably better. But now that I've looked through 98, I'm like, holy crap, there was a lot of good games. And I know for myself at that time, I was really sort of a PC gamer. But even outside of the PC realm on console, there was some mind-bogglingly good games and games that started, a whole host of sequels and trilogies. So I think how do you want to do this? We'll go around and just sort of talk about some that we liked in particular from that period of time. Does that sound all right?
Yeah,
Gaz,
well,
do you wanna
okay.
kick us
I'll
off?
nominate my favorites. A few of my favorites that I Well, Half-Life is actually special to me, David, because you introduced me to that game. I never got to finish it because I lost my save, so I never tried playing it again.
Yep.
But I love the game, even though I never finished it. I absolutely think the game is amazing, and it used to scare the shit out of me.
Yeah.
I mean, you look back and play it now, it's ugly. It's not a very good looking game, but man, it plays. This is a game that it's worth going back to and playing if you've never played it before. It's phenomenal.
That beginning sequence in the
That train
going in the train.
Yeah.
Awesome.
This is I've played a lot of these, like Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. Look, I'm not the biggest Zelda fan, but this was very, very good at the time. Had a lot of fun. Never finished it again. I did go further when I had the DS version. Was it DS? No, 3DS, isn't it? It came on the 3DS. Yeah, I did enjoy it a bit more then, but again, in 64 days, I stopped playing it. It got hard, and that was it. Metal Gear Solid. What can I say? Probably one of the greatest games ever made. Loved it. StarCraft. Yeah, I liked it. I was more Warcraft 2 guy. I didn't play it that much. Yeah. Banjo-Kazooie. Never liked it. Crash Warped. I was sick of Crash by that time. That didn't interest me. Grim Fandango. Never got to play that. Xenogears. Not bad. That wasn't too bad.
What sort of game is Xenogears? Because I'll be honest, I've never played it.
I think it's the one I played. Is it the one with the robots?
Yeah.
Giant robots? I did play that, yes. And I did like it a lot. Yes. Yeah, I remember. I think it was 3 discs from memory.
Yes. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I did play it. And I really liked it a lot. Parasite Eve. One of the very few games I finished on the PS1. I can't believe I'm going through all these. It's funny because I have played them. Parasite Eve, loved it. Man, what a game. Absolutely amazing. Gem of a game. That needs a remake. Really does. Thief, I never gravitated towards that game that much. I didn't really like it. Resident Evil 2, I don't have to say much about that. The game was amazing. Abe's Exodus, yeah, it was alright. Not bad. Rainbow Six, found it too hard. Had no time for it. F-Zero X, probably my second favourite F-Zero game. After what's it called? What's one on the GameCube? GX, yeah. Rogue Squadron, impressive. Liked it. Fallout, never played it. I know it was one of Dave's, I think. I could be wrong. Panzer Dragoon Saga, I think it's overrated. I've tried playing it. I never played it back in the day, but I tried it later and it's not my thing. It's very expensive. Mario Party, never really got into it. Turok 2, this was a standout. This was the first game I played on my my Celeron. Is it Celeron 350?
I think it would have been. I think it was 333.
Yeah. You bought it with me. You were with me when I bought it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was the first game I installed.
What graphics card you had then? What was it? Was it
I had a Voodoo 2 Banshee, I think it was. Man, I love Turok 2, man. Love it. That's got a big space in my heart, that game. I really love it. And when I played the N64 version, I go, oh, this is not very good. But it's funny enough, they had a bit of soundtrack.
There you go.
Yeah, Spyro was a lot of fun. I pumped the shit out of that game. I loved it. Baldur's Gate, never touched it. Tribes, I played a little bit, didn't get into it. Tomb Raider 3, didn't touch it. Need for Speed 3, didn't touch it. Medieval, liked it a lot. Didn't really get into it. Man, I'm not going through. I'm taking everyone's time here.
You're taking all our glory.
I know.
Is there any other standouts for you?
Unreal Tournament is probably my favourite out of all that.
See, I don't think Unreal Tournament came out then. It was Unreal that came out in 98. I'm pretty sure Unreal Tournament came
unless it's cut out the tournament part at the bottom. And as special mention, Tekken 3, man, loved it. Mark and I used to play that a lot. Even Tenchi. See, they're all good. It's crazy.
What about you, Sega Master Tim? What's some of your highlights, the ones you loved from that?
So I when I left Sega in 95, I wasn't really playing much gaming. I think it was just, how would you say? I felt a bit burnt out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
you
you're doing
think
it for a
about it.
job,
You've
right?
well, when you got 2 full cupboards of Sega games, and you can take them home anytime you want to, and every night you're probably playing a game of that. When you leave, I think I was just a little bit tired, but I still picked up the odd game. And the 2 that come to mind are Half-Life, same impressions, absolutely mind-blowing. It's like a story, and then all hell breaks loose, and then you wake up and face grabbers and all that sort of stuff. So, and you're rocking around with a crowbar. How cool is that? So, really loved Half-Life. And the other game I loved there was Unreal. I've got this totally Unreal, which has got the original tournament, and I can't see what the third one says, but Unreal was bloody sick to play. Shooting at each other. The multiplayer format on that was quite amazing. So I used to play with the other Sega masters, Tim and Nick, the twin brothers. We used to go around to their house and have a few games there and play it. But as for everything else, I had a few games of Medieval. But it still sort of reminded me of platformers, so not a fan. I'm just so sick and tired of them, really. I am. I think they're the only 3 that really come to mind. And in terms of Zelda, I haven't played a Zelda game ever. I've never touched one. Like I haven't touched a Pokemon game. I've never touched one. So, yeah. But maybe never too late to start. Hey,
no, definitely not.
So, that's my picks. Who's next?
Oh, David, you're right. 99 was Unreal Tournament.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, so that's Unreal. And yes, I did play Unreal. I used to like shooting the rabbits.
I remember because I just started work at where one of the big corporations that year, and I remember we played it at work, and I was in awe. Mr. Marku, some highlights from you of the year of 98.
I couldn't believe like some of the games were that came out this year is unbelievable. For me, look, Metal Gear is it's easily my top 5 PlayStation games. The Psycho Mantis boss fight, when he gets you to put the controller down and he makes it run, well, that was mind blowing at the time. Xenogears, again, top notch RPG. Parasite Eve as well, great game. Another one of my top 5 PlayStation games, Resident Evil 2. We've talked about this game time and time again. It's just amazing. F-Zero X as well. It's funny, whenever I see Turok, I always get reminded of Daz. I don't know why. I know how much he loves that series. Spyro was okay. I always thought it was kind of an overrated game, to be honest with you, but that's just me. Tribes, I always wanted to play, but never got to. Medieval was great. It was great fun. Wasn't a fan of the recent remake though. Again, Unreal. Whenever I think of Unreal, again I think of Darren. Radiant Sea, we've gone obviously one of the best shmups of all time. And Tekken 3 again is another one of those games that's in my top 5 or top 10 PS1 games. It's still my favorite in the series as well. And Tenchu was great too.
I've got a memory of us. Didn't we go to far and away to buy that game? It was just, the guy just had it, didn't he? It was a Japanese version.
Tekken?
Nah, Tenchu.
Oh, Tenchu.
Remember?
Yes.
They had that guy, the dodgy guy, yeah.
Yeah. We used to get a bunch of games from him.
Yeah, we used to have to drive like an hour away.
X-Men vs. Street Fighter.
X-Men vs. Street Fighter, yeah.
Gran Turismo.
Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah. But those are mine, yeah, because I didn't play all of them, but definitely the PlayStation bias is there for me.
Cool.
We need a new Tenchu. We need a new Tenchu, I reckon.
Sekiro was going to be Tenchu.
Which one, sorry?
Sekiro.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They changed it from Tenchu to Sekiro.
Oh, that's weird. I didn't think the Tenchu name was going to sell it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Well,
it was definitely a special year for the PlayStation, but I was more PC back then. Half-Life, we've talked about it, but I think what was special with Half-Life was back then I didn't know the game was coming out, right? There was none of this sort of, previews and people on YouTube showing you stuff. Had no idea, went into Futuristic Games, which was this video game store that we could borrow PC games from as well, and saw it there. Go, oh, this looks cool, and was just blown away. It's just amazing. So a great game, great experience, and really elevated first-person shooters to another level. Baldur's Gate, it was big for me, but it wasn't huge. I had the game, I played it for a while, but I didn't fall in love with it the way other people did. Thief, I did actually play a hell of a lot because it was probably the first game that had those mechanics around sort of hiding in shadows and being quiet and stuff like that. And I'm always amazed how much more patience I had back then because I think now I would have just thrown the keyboard out the window playing something like that. Need for Speed 3 Hot Pursuit has a special place because we used to play the Need for Speed games at the LAN parties. And I remember playing this a lot with people at work. And they would have all their special steering wheels set up. And I'd just be on the directional keypad of my keyboard. And I'd still beat them. And it was just very
That was part 4, though, wasn't it?
Part 4, I think, was the Porsche one, right? Was it Porsche Unleashed? No. Need for Speed 3 was out in 98, and I think Need for Speed 4 came out.
Need for Speed 4 was the one with the Fords and Holdens and all, and you had the cops chasing you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I can't remember, but I'm fairly sure we played... No, Hot Pursuit was definitely 98. I'm fairly sure it was. Maybe I'm confused.
Yeah.
Either way, it was one of the Need for Speeds around that time. That was very special. Another game that's probably not mentioned in that little picture is a game called Commandos Behind Enemy Lines.
Oh, that was good, yeah.
That was a great little PC game, and it spawned a few sequels. You controlled one of 4 characters, and you'd have to flip between the characters to complete the mission objectives. And it was set sort of in a World War II type era. It was really, really cool. Loved it. I didn't play Unreal much. Unreal Tournament I played to death and loved. Same for Fallout 2. I actually wasn't into Fallouts back then, so everyone regards Fallout 2 as a masterpiece. But you can't really play it now if you never played it when you back then. You know, it's not a game you can sort of go into easily. So look, they were my highlights, I think, of that era. The other one was Might and Magic 6. Might and Magic 7 is one of my favorites, but I did love number 6 as well. Another cool RPG. Look, it was a cool time, a great era. I just remember sort of LAN parties was a big thing, and those following years was just so much fun, lugging around equipment, having technical issues connecting machines up, copying stuff from each other's machines, playing till all hours of the night. It was just great.
A few other June 2000 was that year. I loved that. Played the hell out of that.
Was that year, was it?
Yeah. Pokemon Yellow was that year. It feels like a lifetime away. Sonic Adventure. Sin. Yeah, right. I really liked Sin. Sin was great. Myth 2. I never played it. Star Wars Rebellion. Carmageddon 2.
Sonic Adventure in 98?
Yeah.
Yeah, on Dreamcast. Yeah. Myth 2 was cool. It looks terrible now, I'm pretty sure. But back then, you commanded an army and you'd attack zombies and all sorts of other creatures. It was fun.
Oh, Age of Empires.
Yeah, I don't think it was the original.
The Rise of Rome, it says.
Yeah, some expansion. Yeah. Ah, very good.
Yeah.
All right. I think we'll wrap it up. It's been a long one. Anyone have any special shout outs or mentions they would like?
Shout outs to everyone that's popped by and watched the stream. Thank you so much. We appreciate your support. And that's pretty much it, I guess, from me. Thanks, Tim, for jumping on. We hope we've helped you out and get your situation out there and get people, hearing your side of the story and that kind of thing.
Yeah, no, my pleasure. Thanks for having me on. Maybe something will come out of all of this.
Fingers crossed, mate. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, that's not all is lost. Not all is lost. There's always going to be a plan B. So, and I'm working on that. So, yeah, see how we go.
So, you might appear elsewhere. Yeah.
Yes. As a woman.
As a woman.
Hello. Yeah, but as I said before, shout outs to everyone that's come over to Instagram just to check on how I'm going, and everybody who's over there in Twitterverse. Thanks for sticking up for me to say. I hope to be back, but it's not looking good. But as I said, see how we go. All right.
Markef.
Cool. Marco.
Marco, mate. Marco.
Marco. It's a new one.
Next time I come to your place, I'm going to shove that freaking mixer up your ass.
27. 27.
How many times are you going to hit me?
27
times.
Exactly.
All right, come on,
27
times.
Come on,
You have
man.
to throw in a 90s theme tune as well, just to round it out. Have you got it on your mixer, Des?
Well, Mark hasn't
Yeah.
finished yet.
All right.
Mark hasn't.
Okay, cool.
Because I interrupted.
As always, look, thank you to everyone that listens in. We really do appreciate everyone that tunes in when we stream live. Again, Tim, thank you for joining us. Don't stop fighting the good fight, sir. Hopefully you win. Stick it to Twitter. And yeah, just again, as always, really can't thank everyone that tunes in enough. We really, really do appreciate it. Dave.
Yeah. Dave?
Awesome.
Anyone?
I don't have anything. I'm just excited to be back and podcasting, and I hope that everyone enjoyed the show. And we will be back very soon with another episode and hopefully some new games to play aside from Valheim.
Nah, never, ever. Staying. That's it. See?
Yeah.
It's the swamp creatures. They're cheering for us.
Deaf Squeedos, Daz.
Deaf Squeedos. Oh,
Jesus Christ.
The podcast will go for another hour if we talk about them. And with that,
Yes. We will see you in a few weeks. Take care, everyone, and goodbye.
says.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I don't you just love how it cuts out like that.
It doesn't even fade out.
Nah.
It just goes.
Nah. Adios, people. And it's not cutting out. There we go.